Hi, Pastor Ralph with you again. Continuing stories out of Luke chapter 16, there's one of a rich man and a fellow named Lazarus. And perhaps it's a story of attentiveness. Perhaps it is a story which serves to point us to the way that God looks on people, rich and poor alike. Perhaps it's a story that touches our hearts as we recognize where Jesus is and where his heart is in relation to other people and how things are. Perhaps it touches on the way that we hope they are as well, really. It's the story of two people, one who was rich, dressed in purple and fine linen, and lived in luxury every day. And at his gate was laid a beggar named Lazarus, covered with sores and longing to eat what fell from the rich man's table. Even the dogs came and licked his sores. The rich man didn't come to help Lazarus. The man had 5 brothers, and they didn't come to help Lazarus. Well, the time came when the beggar died, and the angels carried him to Abraham's side. The rich man also died and was buried. In Hades, where he was in torment, he looked up and saw Abraham far away with Lazarus by his side. So he called to him, "Father Abraham, have pity on me, and send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, because I am in agony in this fire." But Abraham replied, "Son, remember that in your lifetime you received your good things, while Lazarus received bad things. But now he is comforted here, and you are in agony. And besides all this, between us and you a great chasm has been set in place, so that those who want to go from here to you cannot, nor can anyone cross from there to us." A chasm that separates those who had good things but were selfish with them, and others who had little and are comforted. Clearly, not just so simplistically the way things are, but isn't it a poignant message, and doesn't it get into us? Having care and concern for others. Who are the poor in our circle of friends? Some of the poor have great wealth. Some of the poor are forgotten. Some are oppressed. Who are some of the poor in your life and mine? And how does the Spirit of God move us to look out for the poor? What kind of joy do you take in helping another person? And perhaps there are several times, and many times, and maybe it's your life, that you are poor. Do others come in and help? Do they meet your needs? Do they share with you Christ's love in material and spiritual and practical ways? Yeah. Well, the rich man recognized there was no hope for him. And so he looked back at his brothers, concerned for them. They were like him. "Then I beg you, Father, send Lazarus to my family, for I have 5 brothers. Let him warn them, so that they will also not come to this place of torment." And Abraham replied, "They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them." "No, Father Abraham," he said, "but if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent." He said to him, "If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead." Sadly, it's true. Many have heard of Jesus' death and resurrection and still have not committed their lives to him. They are not convinced. They are not convicted. Faith is a challenging thing because it's a long-term thing. It calls for a radical change of our lives and a reorientation. And the law and the prophets are marvelous for that. Marvelous examples and stories and teachings and laws that convict. They're there. They work in concert with what Jesus was about. In fact, some of us, when we receive salvation, are so thankful for the scriptures that continue to point out. Look out for the pitfalls. So you have your faith, but are you stumbling? Are you shouldering aside other sheep at the feeding trough, or are you muddying the waters so that others can't drink? Are we attentive to others? That attentiveness is a quality of those who are part of the family of God, to be discerning, to be wise. Well, again, enough for today. There's more than enough food here. So be attentive and be open to God's Spirit touching you and me. God bless you, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.